and I think we'll be fine because that way they still get the sustain. I don't know. I really like that as an idea, but they already have a secondary. Yeah. In fact, they never even really run a Karazim outside of a Lufel, so yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd like to see that.
If there's one player that could definitely play a Karazim, just by taking things of his former role into account, it was definitely be Chicken. Like, you can play Karazim as a melee assassin with a little bit of healing output as well. But let's talk about this first battleground here, Tetcher. This is home turf for CE, and the statistics show us why. So many maps were played here for CE, and most of them ended really, really well. Whereas RPG, they have yet to win a map, but yet they chose it.
Indeed, they're feeling confident here, and this might just be, like you said, due to the multitude of ways to play it and the fact that you can win from no matter how far behind you are, because there's no way the opponent could just go to the core and win the game. So we're going to start off with the Stitches ban by CE.
There we go. And once again, CE, they need this victory because as Talron25 pointed out correctly, they're kind of cast off right now. E-Star, after the victory that we just saw, have taken the lead. They're now second place, but of course CE can once again pull ahead if they take this 2-0. But SPT sitting at solid 25 points. Easy peasy. Easy peasy.
Easy peasy indeed. So, also, how did E-Star, how did they have 19 points?
No, it's 20. It's 20.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's definitely not correct. That's not possible. So, there is no way they could have got 2 points in the last series. So yeah, CE can go even in this particular game if they go 2-0 against
exactly.
If they don't, then E-Star would remain on 17 points, and RPG, they would go up to 14. So they'd still be 3 behind, but they will put themselves in a position to try and take more points elsewhere.
Yeah, and then it's just one more slip up by CE and one more victory by RPG, and all of a sudden they're tied. So CE, they can't even afford to go for a tie here, I feel. And of course, they can't afford to lose here. That's definitely worse than that.
Exactly. So RPG, they have basically been given the Uther for free. Well, not for free, I say. That the opposite of for free, Genji, coming into the game here on the side of CE as their first pick, to Ariel being the ban by RPG.
Yeah, and CE's Infinity, man, he's had a couple of strong showings on Genji as well, so it's not like CE picks the hero and hopes to get away with it. No, they know exactly what they're doing. Infinity, a strong Genji player, one of the players that were kind of critical of in the past, but he, just like Meng for Hot Lady, he stepped up tremendously over the last few play days.
Don't pick Uther.
Wow.
Why would they do this? They've just given it to CE. Like, what are they, like...
An armored Genji?
Abathur could just...
Yeah.
An armored Genji, Abathur could just... The best synergy right now would be to stick him on an Illidan, which CE could just ban. Like, yeah, Abathur...
That's why they picked Arthas too.
Yes, I'm sorry, but RPG, I don't know what you're doing. I think you've just gone... I don't know.
Okay, so...
You've gone full week 1 Wukong.
And that's Tetcher talking. His favorite team in the league, RPG, is disappointing him so much right now.
Yeah, but that's the point. As my favorite team, I feel that when they do stuff like this, I get mad because I'm like, you are so much better than this. Like, yeah, these are great 2 starting heroes. Abathur synergizes with so many things. But we know what Chicken plays. We know he has a limited pool, and CE are just going to pick to counter it. I don't know why they're considering so much. They just steal the Illidan even more. So yeah, Uther will get banned out now. Like, yeah, RPG could still do this with the, they should ban out Uther now, RPG, because it's so, unless they really want, no, they shouldn't ban it out, because they can pick it themselves. They could also go for a Rhaegar, they can double support, they're fine.
Exactly, they could pick it themselves, you nailed it there. But yeah, it's such an awkward draft, and I agree with you, like, RPG at this point, they cannot play standard. They cannot play their standard game with Illidan, Zeratul, something along those lines, because they're going to suffer tremendously.
Okay, so here's how I think the draft is going to go from, at least for RPG, from here on out. We're going to see them ban out... what do they ban out? Actually, another range damage dealer, another tank, maybe. Oh, they ban out support. Why? Neither team has support. Why would you limit yourselves? If I see, but I guess, yeah, ban out the Zeratul. They already have Illidan. You've lowered RPG's hero pool. Okay, so we're down to Thrall or Ragnaros, I would say, the two main options for RPG here. This is CE drafting very, very correctly.
Tetcher, are we going to see Chicken on a different role other than a melee assassin for the very first time?
Nope, not happening.
Kerrigan? Is it Kerrigan time?
No. Thrall is currently pretty reasonable at the moment. He should be fine as the option here. Ragnaros would also be decent. He also actually has a bit more ability power, so we can actually get through Arthur's a little bit easier. There's Dahaka and Uther.
I'm telling you, he's playing Dahaka. I think it's going to be Chicken on the Dahaka. Like, there's no way he's going to play a ranged assassin, and there's no way they're going to go for another melee against Arthur's, right?
Let's see if he's played Dahaka. RPG, Chicken, Heroes.
It needs to be...
Zeratul Illidan. He has played Dahaka 4 times. Okay, yeah.
Okay. So, there we go.
Yes.
There we go.
All right, we're okay. We're okay. He has played other tanks. He's played a couple tanks. So still in that melee role. So yeah, you are correct. They need a range damage dealer. It would be too absurd not to.
Exactly.
So fair enough, and that's actually a little bit more reasonable. It's more ability power based, so they could actually. This draft is not as terrible as it looked originally for RPG.
Yeah, but mainly because I feel like CE also led a couple of. They gave him a couple of tools, right? They didn't ban out the Uther, for example, which is something they could have done, and they should have done, maybe, in my opinion. I'm not sure if Chicken Zeratul would have been that scary, but who am I to judge? And they go for a single support Brightwing with an Illidan Greymane Genji comp. Those are all targets that are going to be itching to get some sick burst healing done, and especially Genji. You all know about his healing preferences, right? He needs a lot of healing, and he needs good burst healing as well. I'm not sure if Brightwing can satisfy his needs.
We did see a solo support Brightwing with an Illidan last game, in fact, and that did not go so well. But this is CE playing it, so they may be able to do so. They've been playing a lot of Brightwing recently, so I'm curious to see if it's going to, if this preference is just a little bit too tunnel vision-y. We will see in the end, though. As for now, the draft looks reasonable. Yeah, it looks reasonable, I would say. They have good percentage damage in the form of the Cursed Bullet.
True.
They have a backline damage dealer to deal with whoever it is. That's the decent choice. Abathur and Tracer with Uther is going to be incredibly hard to deal with, and Genji's going to have a lot more trouble dealing with that than any other backline choice there would have been. I like it. Nice choice. RPG. That is a salvage draft. I was so angry at you. Well done.
They basically made the best out of it, and I can't help but feel that I don't like the synergy between CE's draft. I think they have a highly aggressive draft, yet they only have a Brightwing to help those targets out if they're getting caught a little bit too deep in. So, true, they do have the Arthas. True, RPG has a couple of melee characters, and Arthas is actually great against Tracer too, because she gets very close in as well. But is that going to be enough? It remains to be seen. However, it is CE that we're talking about, Tetcher. If someone can make it work, it is them.
Indeed, but this is exactly what we've been talking about with CE. They always pick good heroes, just not necessarily ones that we believe would synergize together. Their drafting is currently their weak point. Whereas RPG, their draft looked really wonky to begin with, but they were able to salvage it. Still not seeing Chicken spread outside of his particular set of heroes. Like, he hasn't picked a new hero since week 5 of season 1.
You don't want to make the Chicken uncomfortable, you know?
No, sorry, he has picked in phase 2. He picked Diva, so yeah, that's the most recent hero.
Oh, yeah. That was actually a solid Diva performance as well. He won the solo lane in a disadvantages setup. Yeah, that was decent. Yeah. What happened to Diva, by the way, Tetcher? We're gonna find out after the introduction, of course. So get ready, guys, for game number 1 between CE and RPG.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Towers of Doom. And on the left, our current Chinese champions. It is Challenge Everything CE with a Lufel on Brightwing, Wind on Arthas, KTY on Greymane, Paradise on Illidan, and Zuyu playing the Genji.
And Tetris favorites in the reds. Can they snatch a point or 3 from CE? It is RPG, Chicken on the Dahaka, Wang on his Nubrek. We have Sa on the Uther, Infinity on Tracer, and Loktar playing the Abathur. It looks like all the main ranged assassins these days in China hop on the Abathur. I like it.
Indeed, I like that too. It is cool. He is a ranged hero, so that's fair enough. Shield healing talent for Abathur here. Whew, that's cool. You're not gonna get, like, yeah, you really don't want your heroes to be surrounded against Arthas and Illidan and Greymane. You want to be getting rid of individual people. So shield build, I like it. I think this is good. It's really indicative of how they should be playing. Good route by Arthas. Can they make something out of it? No, they can't. Neither team able to pick up kills unless Dahaka can get the drag here onto Paradise.
Oh, wow.
Done from Uther, picking up first blood.
Can you believe it? That was a...
Oh my god, he recalled out of the Genji dash! Oh my god, down goes Wang.
Reactions, and that is a bloodbath, a brawl to the max. Zuyu is still available. Is he going to get a kill and reset? No, he's out of position as a result.
Mistakes.
Yep.
Run Zuyu. No, he can't get out. Taken out. That is a 3-for-1 in favor of, sorry, a 4-for-1 in favor of RPG.
Wow.
Massacre within the first minute of the game.
That's China in a nutshell. And you know what else is China in a nutshell, Tetcher? Look at Arthas' level 1. We have the Eternal Hunger. What in the world is going on here?
Neat. Is the argument I have. Just give him as much mana as possible, I guess, so that he can just spam out that E.
Yeah.
But, yeah, damn, these teams are just already going at it in the first minutes of the game, as the first objective is preparing to spawn. We're seeing Sa hovering around the area, keeping out of the vision. Needs to be careful of the poke damage from Zuyu. Immediately leaps into the mines with reckless abandon.
That sounded very, you know, like in a documentation or some sort of
He leaped into the mines with reckless abandon and as such suffered some serious damage.
Wow. That was actually close in Zui here. Almost had to feel the pulse bomb. They tried to cover a Wind here who was going for a turn in at the altar. And yeah, I can't wait to see what Arthur is going to come up with here. So far he goes the standard route with, of course, the slightly more reliable Frozen Wastes. But I have no idea what the level 1 is all about. Maybe it was a misclick. In those situations, I wish we could interview the players right after the game is over, because I would love to hear the explanation behind it.
Would be awesome. And you can see here, look at Infinity's position. Yeah. Always try to stay out of range of Arthur so that he doesn't get his attack speed reduced. Brightwing, the unstable anomaly, going for that polymorph explosion here. A little bit of extra help. Tracer, even though she is trying to stay at range, still takes part in Gift just in case she does get hard engaged upon. He's still the most standard talent. No one really likes to take the risk, it seems, of going for the extra damage per takedown on Tracer, even though it's a fun talent. But
maybe against the Vikings.
Maybe against the Vikings, but yeah, people don't seem to like it that much these days. People not liking those high risk, high reward talents other than Rite of Rakshir by the looks of it.
Exactly. Can you remember like the good old days in Phase 1 when there was a Murky in the mix every now and then? RPG actually played it a lot, but those days seem so distant by now, with China adapting more and more to the global meta.
Yeah, I mean, Chicken played a Murky every now and again. So he actually played more Murky, I believe, than RPG did. But yes, for now, full shield build, continuing with that theme. RPG continuing to get that little bit of sustain, or trying to stay at range. Infinity a little bit too close, man. Too close to Arthur's, but putting a bit of pressure onto him at least.
Yeah, Zuyu gets out of harm's way here with a nice swift strike. KTY now the chosen target. Takes a lot of damage, and Infinity takes a lot of damage from the deflect too. We remember this duel between Genji and Tracer. It was just the other way around. I'm not sure if it was Infinity against Zuyu, but Infinity had a glorious moment on Battlefield of Eternity where he single-handedly dismantled a Tracer at 10 HP. It was just fantastic.
Yes, he did. So now Genji continuing to poke and poke and poke, just doing as much damage as he can and gaining vision in the process. Brightwing continuing down a non-teleport build. It's refreshing to see a different build at least. The Q into the stable anomaly into cleanse is the build that we are seeing out of Brightwing today. Abathur, even more shields, and this is good. A little bit of split push potential in this build. I'm liking it.
Uther also going for slightly out of extraordinary Q build with the Silver Touch at level 1, and of course the Holy Shock at level 4, providing additional poke damage as well, which is oftentimes actually fairly decent against low HP targets like Genji. It is also really solid to interrupt targets while they're channeling an altar or the likes. So can it get any value here? Oh, Zuyu, look at that flashy maneuver, dashing in and jumping out, buying a little bit more time.
Keeping themselves safe, as for now we are still seeing CE ahead in terms of core shots, but RPG still holding themselves together, holding themselves in this game. Infinity gracefully dodging his own team's healer by blinking past the W from Sar there, unintentionally of course, but it happens to the best of us. Stun onto Zuyu, deflect, dropping a little bit of damage. Zuyu playing a little bit further back, doesn't want to get himself killed off. We even see, like I said earlier, Quicksilver bullets. They don't want to get in range of Tracer either. Both of these teams are attempting to avoid each other. Zuyu very nearly outplayed by Infinity. Like we've said before, that Tracer be scary.
I get terrible flashbacks when I see the Quicksilver bullets, because what happened to me the other day in Hero League was, it happened to me live on stream actually, so everyone could witness it, is I tried to go for the cocktail build. I went for the cocktail talents at 1 and 4, and for some reason I went for Quicksilver bullets, and that was the most useless Greymane I've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm not the... I actually prefer Quicksilver bullets a lot of the time. The cocktail build just gets you so much value these days. It's a little bit more difficult. Sar dropping low. Genji dropping the deflect, keeping himself alive, as we see already. Dahaka taking out that chicken. Already gone. And CE able to take yet another fight, and they hit their heroics first.
Yeah, very nicely done. Paradise in the meantime, though, keep in mind, he wasn't even in the fray. He was having a good time with those zappers in the top lane. KTY now getting focused down. He uses the go for the throat because that is such a nice, reliable chunk of extra damage. And Tracer gets blown out of her socks, baby.
Yes, she does. Bye-bye, Tracer, and that's why you don't take the stacks sometimes. But Tracer... taken out here, both these teams trading kills. RPG still ahead in kills, but they also haven't got a kill since like the first minutes of the game, as we do see CE pressuring onto that bottom bell tower, and they're gonna get it. Yeah, just in time for the objective as well, spawning in the middle of the map.
Yeah, and if RPG leaves this lane too early, they might even take one additional core damage, because there's still a sapper waiting to cross the border, waiting to cross the line. Are they gonna? Nah, they're not gonna overlook it.
Yeah, they're going to deal with this sapper as quick as they can.
Wait.
Tracer. Okay,
oh,
they're going to take the shot. They're going to take the shot. They're going to take the shot, and they can't even delay. They can't even deal with it. They take a full 6 shots here. That's a disaster, and they may even lose the fight here. Emerald wins, separating the team. Tracer, the double Tracer from the back, coming in, but Sar and Nubrak already down. This fight is lost, as they try to at least get Genji, but X-Strike keeps him alive. Chicken getting out on the not getting out of the clone. He wants Zuyu, but the clone is taken out. Zuyu survives.
Wow,
that is a disaster for RPG, losing everything there.
What a play here by Zuyu on the Genji, and that's exactly, like, a lot of viewers, for example, or I see a lot of people complain on Reddit as well. So many people say, why do you even take X-Strike? Why does player X in game Y take X-Strike? And that is basically because you need sometimes an additional escape mechanism. And without it, I think Tracer would have been able to kill the Genji. The deflect was on cooldown, but here it saved his ninja butt. Now, keep in mind, Genji also went for the perfect defense at level 7 because a block made no sense against Tracer, whose fast attacks would basically make it useless anyway. And that's why he had another deflect ready to kill the clone. There was just so many things going on with Zuyu on the Genji. It was just beautiful to watch.
It is indeed. KTY focused down, but able to sustain nicely through. Win, not so lucky. Finally burst down. RPG waded through. Divine Storm onto Brightwing, who is removed. They're fighting through their own bell tower here. They put the beat keep alive, but we're seeing Genji getting value, taking out the Tracer. KTY sneaking out thanks to that Eyes in the Dark, moving back through to prevent himself from being killed off. They may get Illiton. They're gonna try. He's friending or foaming out. Can they lock him down before he escapes?
Okay, nice escape. The Holy Shock dismounting Paradise.
Oh, they give up.
Oh, done. Man. What a show, though. Look at that size. Not
1v1 Illiton. Come at me.
He just keeps doing it. He just keeps dismounting them, and he keeps damaging them from a large distance. That's exactly what he wants to do. Like, one more Holy Shock on Zuyu. He can't heal fully up.
Zap. just consistent zaps. This is awesome. Saar holding it together for the moment. Mizzou finally able to remount, and now that everyone is back alive and regrouped, except for Ulizen, who's heading back up to that top lane to deal with some of the push that Abatha has been creating via this minion shield and team shield. Even still going for the Soma transference, even without that cooldown reduction for it at level 1.
Now Wind is going in, unleashes the army of the dead. Illidan follows suit here. Nice Emerald Wind, but RPG, they just lost a new wreck.
They did. Tracer able to get out though. Jirkin might not be so lucky. He's in full retreat, polymorphed in. Uther is there, but he has no Divine Shield. It's up to Divine Storm to try and save it. They've already killed off Greymane here. Jirkin's still alive. He's rooted. Illidan gets the kill, but now Zuyu is in a little bit of danger. Tracer taken out. Can move Uther. Do it. Uther and Abatha get one. They're looking for Paradise now. They're out of position. They're pulling back. Trying to do damage. Keeping up the armor.
Oh, Abatha's helping him out.
Holy shit. Keep alive. No, not enough.
The bites! Oh my god.
Oh, Alpha sits 2.
Wow.
Alpha sits 2. No, the Paris is too healthy now. Very nearly, but the camp goes over. And that likely means that this bell tower will once again be taken by CE. And this is the point. CE is still winning the game, and they have been all game. But RPG, they put up hella fights. This is why we love this series.
If Illidan had walked into all of those 3 mines, I think he could have actually still died. That was so fun to see. Now, they're not letting go. Another Emerald Wind from Alufal comes in here, uses the teleport to get out of harm's way, and he makes it! Beautiful. Lightning reflexes here. He definitely knew that Tracer was around the corner, so a really, really nice escape by Alufal. Whew. That game is on fire, Tetcher!
This game is hot fire, hot fire. They spit that as they move up to the altars. They just spawn. CE looking to raid onto RPG. And wait,
you know what Saar's all about, right?
Wait for it. No, it wasn't even a zap. It was a poke via the spike here from Abatha. Instead, they are getting rooted, but CE have taken theirs. They're moving in. Dahaka takes the bottom one, though. They can still fight evenly in a full 5v5. They're a talent behind. Saar, Divine Storm,
massive storm.
So low, gets taken out. It's all up to his healing now. Oh, into the death zone. Infinity staying alive. Focusing Paradise, who friends on both out, but he's so low now. But with an Uberak down, Dahaka can't do a huge amount. He's too late. He used his tunnel to get to the bot lane in the first place. Those shots going over to CE.
Yeah, that needs to be a boss run, right? Are they not going for boss?
No, that's
still down.
I'd argue that's far too risky. Even they've only taken down 2 heroes, but Uther's going to be back really soon. It's too risky with Tracer blow up and the Dahaka. They are doing it. Okay.
Okay, Paradise is leading Tracer right into the danger zone.
Can Tracer get out? Recall gets out. Dahaka's here as well. They're dropping them low with the isolation. They get 1. Infinity is
They're fighting. They're committed.
Dahaka's still going. He's not. He's giving it up. But they got a kill though out of it. They didn't lose any more heroes. They got a kill. They take the 4 shots, but they're still going. They're still in.
Yeah, 24-10. That's the current score in terms of core HP. Zuyu is now here. Needs to be careful though. There could be the potential of a double stun with Benediction. He gets out alive though.
I'm loving these little zaps, just seeing them every now and again. It is it's not a huge amount of damage, just a little static shock. Just a little
Yep. There we go. Benediction, of course, can be used to potentially double shock a target now. Keep that in mind. Of course, that would be an insane maneuver. Normally, you want to use it for a double hammer to lock a target down. You want to use it for a double heal, double armor, of course. Also, as a result, Wind now. He's popping the army once again. Gets cocooned, though.
The hunt onto Tracer. She pulls back Divine Storm onto Zuyu, trying to focus him down. Not able to get the finishing shots though, and KTY into the backline. Did he
get a reset?
One, looking for 2. I don't think he got the reset, but he gets a huge amount of damage as he takes down Saar 2, dealing crazy damage in the fight. And there's going to be a dead everyone. Full team wipe, excluding Abatha, but we don't count him here, by CE, and they're going to be able to take, once again, that bottom bell tower.
Wow, I gotta say, KTY looked good in that team fight. Like, I'm not sure if he got the reset on his Go for the Throat either, but he was certainly putting on a lot of damage. So did Zuyu, by the way, the Genji.
Abba, you gotta slap or your team loses. Abba! Abba!
There's only so much a little slug can do, you know?
And the shots go onto the core, and CE takes game number 1.
What a show that was. Action from start to finish. Both teams were not afraid to face each other. in those team fights that were highly explosive with Tracer against Genji. The Greymane also, I gotta say, I really liked KTY's build too. Like a very stable build, because there weren't really that many targets to poke, right? Tracer normally not in reach, Abathur not being there, obviously. So I like the full combat mode Greymane that we saw in this game.
Indeed, just stay at range, do some damage, just either jump in, jump out, whichever one you're in, you're going to be able to getting some value, as opposed to, I'm going to throw cocktails at people and do very little else. But no, very nicely done by KTY in that last game. Good job by Infinity, put up a very solid fight overall. RPG, very nicely done by them. Their draft was solid, their gameplay was solid. See, though, showing they still got it.